Human methods have always been particularly noteworthy for being overkill. Admiral Talon flipped through several pictures on the large projected screen behind him. The Battle of Yavin 5. Humans called it light bombardment. The picture behind him depicted 5 battle cruisers in orbit, all simultaneously firing orbital artillery toward the terrorist stronghold known as the Keep. Over 2 megatons worth of ordnance were dropped on a 50-square-mile area. When questioned about the severity of their method, human ambassadors frowned in confusion and stated, "That's just the nature of orbital fire support." A screenshot of a human news website flashed behind the admiral. The bombardment was so trivial that it was little more than a footnote under a footnote titled, "Human Volunteers Aid in Peacekeeping Operations." For those who were not alive 100 years ago, the Keepers of the Sacred Word, as they called themselves, were the most dangerous terrorist cell the galaxy had seen in over half a century. To the humans, they were little more than a fly to be swatted. One of the most infamous pictures of all time was next. A human soldier overlooking the ruins of the entire city of New Kalante. A small armada of frigates lingered over the city's smoldering corpse while blasting autocannon fire at anything that dared peek its head out of the rubble. Despite all of this destruction, the soldier appeared entirely relaxed. Her rifle was slung over her shoulders and she rested lazily against a tree. It is reported that this lone human soldier had been part of the first wave of drop troopers to make landfall around New Kalante. According to both human and independent reports, the soldier managed to kill at least 57 enemy combatants single-handedly before being evacuated from the surface. Shortly after this photo, the entire city of New Kalante, and everything within a 200-mile radius, was turned to glass by nuclear warheads. A picture of a human lawyer in court appeared on the screen. The Galactic Council tried to prosecute the humans for war crimes. The human lawyer pointed out 2 things that got the trial dismissed immediately. The Galactic Council themselves called upon humanity to deal with the colon issue. Several deadly viruses were released from the New Kante Biological Research Facility in an attempt to drive off human forces. The lawyer put it best. Humanity was faced with losing a city or losing an entire planet. We chose to destroy the city before it could destroy itself. Admiral Talon took a long drink of water before continuing. "I'd like to remind all of you that humans glassed New Kalante as a concession. Humans originally claimed they planned on glassing the entire continent and quarantining every system in a 15 light-year radius. Not even that plan was considered overkill to human command." The crowd rustled. One young officer raised her hand. If a 15 light-year quarantine wasn't considered overkill, what was? Admiral Talon chuckled and changed the slide. "If only we knew." Whispers of disbelief filled the hall. A 100 light-year quarantine was proposed as an extreme but reasonable course of action. Silence. The Admiral continued. This exchange warned the galaxy that humanity sees ludicrous courses of action as perfectly sane. Because of this, surveillance of human projects increased for years, decades, and now centuries. What was revealed was insane but incredibly revealing. Pictures changed rapidly. Diplomats, engineering megastructures, battle fleets, corporate logos, government insignia, backroom deals, everything. This is highly classified. Anyone leaking it faces court-martial and possibly execution. But you must understand the beast that is humanity. A video began to play. Human military assets were amassed near an anomalously large hypergate. The number of visible warships, 11,127. The hypergate activated. The star it orbited began to darken as its energy drained. The gate connected to a galaxy, not the Great Band Galaxy. Humanity was now known to be alien in origin. Further intelligence revealed, humanity is an intergalactic force of nature. Total control over at least 27 galaxies, present in at least 1,722 galaxies. Some estimates place their influence at over 10,000 galaxies. What we are dealing with is a Type 3 civilization. 1,000,000 stars is a drop in the bucket to them. A 100 light-year quarantine is not an inconvenience. It's standard practice. Next slide. The Great Rift of Althor. 10 years ago, it opened and swallowed an entire star cluster. 157 species, including humans, Work to stop lethal radiation from sweeping across 15,000 stars. Then another slide. The last picture from Althor before the rift consumed it. A hypergate channel from human space to Althor. The officers roared in outrage. Why would humans do this? The next image silenced them instantly. A horribly disfigured being screaming in pain. A plague. One carrier could wipe out an entire planet. In 10 days, 273 planets went dark. Humans feared it. They were begged for help, and this was their response. A quasar, a supermassive black hole weaponized. Gargantuan constructs channeling its energy into a beam of pure annihilation. Humans call it the Scourge. It is the only thing known to make a human admiral queasy. Admiral Talon concluded, "We exist at humanity's whims. They show no undue aggression, form treaties, broker peace, but never go against the grain with them. They know best, and have enough firepower to make us see or blind us with it. Standard practice to them is apocalypse to us. Overkill to them is annihilation to the universe. In short, don't bring a cruiser to a quasar fight, and don't piss the humans off."